All right, what's going on, family? Welcome to another episode of Tariq Elite Radio, live on Ustream. It is Sunday night. It is about that time that we make it do what it do. Got the Compton shirt. Shout out to Compton. Shout out to all my LA folks. And we're here. Shout out to everybody nationwide, and not just nationwide. Shout out to everybody worldwide, because we are international. People listen to the show internationally. So shout out to the international family, the melanoid family, the non-melanoid family. Shout out to you too. Got to make it all inclusive for everybody to come on in and chop up some game. All right, so what are we going to get into tonight? A lot of stuff we're going to get into. The phone number, by the way, let me give that out early. The phone number is 818-850-5404. That is the number, fam. That is the number. Speaking of Compton, there was somebody from like the Compton News, or it was like a Compton newspaper. They took pictures of me yesterday. I was in another documentary. There's a documentary that's being made by some people over at USC. They wanted me to be in this documentary, and I did an interview with them yesterday on film out in Pomona. I was in Pomona. And I don't know, I think it might be a short film. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but it was a pretty nice production. We did it in Pomona. There's like a small little African American history museum out there. It's very small, but it has nice stuff in there. And it's run by two retired teachers. They're a couple, Melanoid brothers and sisters, and good people. And they were inspired by the Hidden Colors films. So they got a lot of stuff in there, a lot of books in there, and they're trying to expand. So I would like to help them out when they get everything going. But I did an interview for this documentary. I think it's called Black and Blue, something like that. And shout out to those brothers, and one of the news outlets from Compton came and took pictures and all that stuff. So it was real good vibing with the Melanoid family. And I was out in Pomona. Anybody from Pomona? I was in Pomona. They got some stomped down peas out there in Pomona. Because I was out there early. I was out there in the morning at like 11. They had holes on the track at like 11 a.m. I'm like, boy, these are some stomped down PIs out here. They get them up early and put them on the blade. I'm like, God damn. Yeah, Pomona, the Sugar Freedom, they weren't bullshitting about how it goes down out there in Pomona. Yes, indeed. Man, they had them out there on the blade at like 11 a.m. You know, they don't fuck around in Pomona. It's called Pomona, California. On what street was that? Holt Street? My God. They got hoes on the track out there eating breakfast burritos. They got them up early. You a stomped down PI if you got your hoe out there so early she's out there on the track with a McDonald's hash brown. My God. Oh, yeah, I saw that, brother. Somebody showed me that it was some brothers over in Sierra Leone, Africa, watching Hidden Colors. They were in this small barbershop over in Sierra Leone. They were watching Hidden Colors, soaking it up, man. I'm proud of those brothers over there, man. So the information is going worldwide, and the brother who filmed it, I can't think of his name because he has a Facebook page. That brother, the information must have tuned him up. That brother's charged. And that brother's like, Black Lives Matter. He's like, he's riding hard for us over here. Leave the Black Americans alone. Black Lives Matter. So Hidden Colors got that brother charged. And that's the good thing. That's what I like, man. I like to vibe with the African brothers too, because when I was in Amsterdam, I met an African brother. We got a video of it. A brother from Ethiopia. That brother said, he was like, hey, Tariq, I'm epileptic, and when I saw Hidden Colors, every time I saw Hidden Colors, the information was so overwhelming, I would just have seizures. I'm like, damn. So the information is heavy, man, and just everybody The Melanoid family worldwide, they're just soaking it in. The Melanoid family worldwide, they're soaking it in. I'm thinking about doing that in different languages. I'm definitely thinking about doing that. I'll probably do that with Hidden Colors 4 early on. What's up? You moving to Corona, California? There you go, Lady More Natural. That's what's up. And speaking of Africa, I'm going to be in Africa. I'm going to be in South Africa. It's definite. We got everything booked because I was trying to decide what part of South Africa to go to. But we're going to go to Cape Town. We're definitely going to Cape Town. We're going at the end of November. That's going to be summertime out there in South Africa. That's their summertime. And just going out there with the Melanoid family, man, going out there to vibe. I got a lot of listeners out there in Cape Town in South Africa. Y'all hit me up. All of my listeners who's in Cape Town, South Africa, if you out there, hit me up. Let's try to set up something. I might do something out there, like a meet and greet or something. Let me know, all my South African brothers and sisters, if you're out there living out there. Let me know if there's some bookstores somewhere that we can probably set up a meet and greet so I can just vibe with the family and just chop it up with people. Because I've been getting a lot of emails from South African brothers and sisters. There was some people who wanted me to go to Johannesburg. And they're like, if you come in, man, we love you out here at our school because we watch Hidden Colors and you can come do a lecture. But, you know, I probably won't be doing a lecture, but I'd just like to come meet and greet and just have a central spot where we can chop it up. And also, all my people that's in Cape Town, let me know what radio stations are popping. I can probably do some stuff or some talk shows. I might be able to do some press out there in between kicking it with the family. So definitely hit me up, all of my Cape Town people. I will definitely be out there at the end of November, the beginning of December. I'm going right after Thanksgiving. So what's happening when I'm coming back to Chicago? What's up? I don't know. I go to Chicago a lot, so I'll keep you guys posted on that. Yes, indeed. So, you know, we got to keep this thing universal, man. We got to keep this thing universal, family. Hang out on Long Street. Now, I got to be careful about what some of the shit y'all recommend. Because y'all did me real slick in Jamaica with the whole ganja fields thing. Y'all go back and listen to the old episode of the Mac Lessons radio show where I talked about that. I'm listening to niggas on Facebook and Twitter, and I made a mistake and stumbled into a damn drug deal in Jamaica by mistake. Nigga, I felt like I was about to be on an episode of Locked Up Raw. What's that show? Lock Up Raw? No, what's that show? I almost got away with it. Oh no, Locked Up Abroad. That's the name of the show. Locked Up Abroad, where people go to other countries and do some shit and then get locked up in like a foreign prison. What about my next Florida trip? Don't know yet. I don't know when my next trip to Florida is. I do not know yet, but I do have to get back down there to Florida. I love it down there in Florida. I like it down there in Florida. Love the family out there and everything like that. Now, did y'all see the story? There's something that went viral. Yeah, what's up, Ola? Everybody say what's up to Ola. Oh, yeah, let me give the link out to Ola and Bryson's page. Hold on one second. Ola, put the link up for the Indiegogo page, Ola. Ola, put the link up for the Indiegogo page, please. What's up, Trag? We got Trag in the house. And stay tuned. Tonight, we got a brand new episode of The Crispy Show tonight. We got a new episode of The Crispy Show, which will be coming up in about 30 minutes, all right? New episode of The Crispy Show in about 30 minutes, all right? We got like 900 people in here. We need over 1,000. All right, that's the link. That's the Indiegogo page. It's called Royally Melanated, some children's books that's being worked on. We're at 1,500 right now. We're trying to get to 10,000. So everybody go and contribute a couple of bucks. Nothing much. Just a couple of bucks to help get these children's books out. Ola and Bryce, we're trying to get these children's books popping. because these images are very important. And we got to start looking out for these children, family, because I was just about to tie that into what I'm talking about now. Y'all have to understand, these white supremacists, they don't give a damn about a child being a melanoid child. They don't care. They don't care if a melanoid person is a child. They look at them as a target. These people, these white supremacists, are targeting our children. There was a viral story that went around of this lady. She works down in Atlanta. I forgot the name of the company. But after daycare, she has a 3-year-old little boy. Little boy, 3 years old. A few months older than my son. A few months older than my son. My son will be 3 in next February. But this little boy went to his mom's job, and one of the co-workers, a white supremacist, a low-key white supremacist, snuck a little picture with the little boy. The white supremacist is in the foreground, and he took a selfie with the little boy in the background. And then he posted the picture up. And let me show you the picture. This is the picture. So this guy, what's his name? His name is Gerard Roth, something like that. Somebody find out the guy's real name because people got in his ass. But the white supremacist took a picture of this little kid, then put the picture up on Facebook, and him and his other white supremacist friends were just making a bunch of racial comments towards the boy. The boy, I don't know if he's deaf or not. I don't know about that. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that the little boy was deaf. I didn't hear that. So I really can't confirm or deny that. I don't know. It doesn't matter if he was or not. But they put the picture up of the boy on Facebook, and they were making some real greasy comments like, where'd you get that black kid? Those fuckers are expensive. They're 25 cents a day. And they were just talking real greasy. Then they put up a picture of Sambo. These white supremacists were going in on a little black boy. So the little boy is deaf? Gerard Roth. That's his name. Now, I didn't know that. I didn't know the little boy was deaf. I didn't know that. Now, that's even extra fucked up if the little boy is deaf. What's up, sweetie? That's extra fucked up if the little boy was deaf. I didn't know that. That just shows you how more heartless as the dude is. On this link, you can't use PayPal? Okay, I'm not too sure about Indiegogo, but you could probably navigate around it. What's up? Oh wow, I didn't know the little boy was deaf. I didn't know that. That just shows. This is just some topics. I didn't know that, man. Yeah, they were calling him Kunta Kinte and Toby, and oh yeah, he's feral. He's a feral Negro, and they were talking real greasy about the boy. I really didn't know he was deaf. That just shows you what you're really dealing with. What's up, Asir? He climbed over the thing? Yeah. Hilarious. Yeah, so he's not deaf. Somebody said he's not. So I don't know. I don't know. What's up, Brian? I do see you, Brian. What's up, Brian? So I don't know. Some people might be throwing, he wasn't deaf. Okay, some people throw in misinformation. Okay, people are very good at throwing out misinformation these days. But the guy ended up getting fired, rightfully so. He got fired. And also some of those other white supremacists that were making comments, some of them got fired from their jobs. Thank goodness. Now, they'll get hired somewhere else now. But I'm glad we're making it harder for the white supremacists to go out here and just be slick like that. We're making it harder for the white supremacists to go out here and be slick like that. You dig? And wherever he goes to work, his ass should be shamed off the job. So we got to understand what we're dealing with. Black folks still don't want to understand and acknowledge what they're dealing with. See, black folks got this game, and the thing is with a lot of black folks, you can pacify black folks with interracial dating. what's that website? You Peanut's been looking at Instagram. There's like different little hashtags that.
It wasn't a hashtag. It was just a picture.
Just pictures as a bunch. It's like these. I call it the Negro Bedwitch hashtag. These women out here who kind of they got like little hashtags who all date white men. It's some real. It's kind of some self-hating shit. It's like some little club they got where people kind of brag about dating white guys, and they share little pictures with each other. It's like a Negro Bedwench club, and not just the Negro Bedwench. Some of these coon dudes too. Yeah, I saw that about old dude's wife getting arrested at the stadium. I saw that. Oh, there's an Tumblr account called Racists Getting Fired. They send in racist stuff. That's great. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm going to talk about that Oregon shooter in 1 minute. I get on him in a minute. But the thing is, we got to understand what we're dealing with and stop being pacified by people in the dominant society getting into relationships with us. Because, see, that shit confuses black folks. The white supremacists, they're never confused. They can bang and smash a dozen of you, and they're never confused. They're never confused. Brian, stop asking me dumbass questions and I'm in the middle of something. I'm about to ban you. He's asking me, why don't women text back? I'm talking about something totally different. And you're deliberately trying to derail the conversation. As a matter of fact, I'm about to ban your ass, Brian, because I just don't like your energy. So I'm banning you. Because I'm talking about one thing and you trying to deflect, and that's not where we at right now. So you gotta follow the flow of the conversation. All right? So you need to be the fuck out of here. That's the thing. We got too many folks on some dumb shit for attention when people are trying to make a point. But the thing is, we got to stop being pacified. Y'all remember the guy out here in Long Beach? His name is Brian Williams. No, Brian Banks. Brian Banks, not Brian Williams. Brian Banks. Now, Brian Banks, that was the brother who was falsely accused of rape. Some hood rat down in Long Beach accused him of rape, and then I think he went to jail. How long did Brian Banks go to jail? He went to jail, and then what happened? I think she confessed that she lied. So he got out of jail, and he's an advocate for people who are wrongly convicted, and he had a Kickstarter page where he was going to do a movie about his situation or whatever. I donated to the movie. I donated like $1,000 to that movie because I felt the brother's plight. I'm like, cool, man. We want to look out for you. A lot of brothers out here, and sometimes I might have to slow down on that sometimes. Yeah, he was in jail for 6 years. Again, and he had an Indiegogo, not Indiegogo, but he had a Kickstarter. I put $1,000 on it to help him get this movie made about his life because he needed to get himself together and all that. And I understand how important it is for brothers to get themselves together. But I got a couple of complaints about Brian Banks. First of all, Brian Banks, they never made the movie. I got a problem with that. I got a problem with people out here putting up crowdfunding pages and all this shit, and then you don't do nothing with it. I have a problem with that. I got a problem with that shit. I really, really do. Because every time I say I'm gonna do some shit, I do it. I done like 4 fucking movies. Back to back. Every time I put up something, I do what I say I'm gonna do. And again, I understand my man's situation. But black folks, you're going to have to start doing what the fuck you say you're going to do. Don't come to the black community with the pole mouth and hat in hand, and then when you get the money, you start balling out and all that old stuff. And then don't do what you say you're going to do. We know Human Crispy. We know how he gets down. But another thing about Brian that disturbed me a little bit, I saw his page. Now, Brian got married. Brian got married to a white lady. And ain't nothing wrong with that. She's a very nice-looking white lady. I think she's Bulgarian or something like that. personal trainer out here in LA. Nice looking white lady. It ain't nothing wrong with interracial marriage. I ain't one of those hotep niggas that fuck the, no. You meet somebody who's nice, that's cool, knock yourself out. From whatever race, just don't be confused. My thing is, my man got him a little white lady. Then I saw some shit where he posted talking about all lives matter. I'm like, oh shit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Black men. Let me talk to the black men out here. Black men. You niggas. Y'all stop being so confused. Every time the white supremacists throw a white woman in your lap, then y'all niggas start talking about all lives matter. Dude, and I'm talking to Brian specifically. Brian, the system of white supremacy was going to bury you, dude. That hood rat just kind of told on herself. That's the only thing that got you out, bruh. So don't start soft shoeing with it now, Brian. Brian, do not start soft shoeing with your shit, dude. This nigga, they gave him a white woman and he's running around talking about all lives matter. The minute y'all get y'all some white cooch, y'all niggas start talking about, well, what about black on black crime? They know how to pacify y'all niggas so much. Ain't that right, Asia? Even my baby co-signed that. The minute y'all get y'all some white cooch and some of y'all bedwenches get a white dick up in you, all of a sudden all lives matter. They confuse y'all. My God. But like I said, man, it's just understand what you're dealing with. You got to understand what you're dealing with, and you stop getting pacified by the white supremacists throwing people in your lap. That's why I got a lot of respect for Omarion. Shout out to Omarion. Shout out to the player Omarion. Very smart dude, very conscious dude too. A lot of folks don't know that about Omarion. Very conscious dude. Very conscious dude. There was a situation, there was a club over there in London, over in London, England, and they do the same thing that they do over here. They discriminate by dress code. They discriminate by dress code. Well, over here, they always got that little dress code thing that they pull on black folks. They say, hey, well, you got to have a suit on. You can't wear a t-shirt. You can't wear shorts. But they'll let in all the white people with t-shirts, flip-flops, sandals, thongs, whatever. So there was a club in London that has a lot of black entertainers go and host parties and perform. And there were some black women who wanted to get in, but they would say that they didn't let them in because the black women were too dark. It was some real fuck shit. So now a lot of brothers and sisters out there protesting that club, and they're kind of throwing any black entertainer who goes over there to try to host shit, they kind of check them on that. And Omarion was one of the first ones to say, hey, fuck that club. I'm not performing there now. I'm cool. I'm not performing. I'm not going to do an appearance there. I'm supposed to do one, but if y'all getting down like that, I'm not fucking with you. That's very respectful. That's very respectful. That's very commendable. Now, Karuchi, she knew what was up, and she went over there anyway. She went over there anyway. Now, some people, you say, well, I just got to get this money, but fuck that. Sometimes we just gotta we gotta say, hey man, we ain't with the okie doke. Some of us gotta start standing up to the bullshit. Now they were clowning her when she was coming out the club over there. Some black folks like, hey, what you doing supporting this bullshit? And I agree with that. If we got clubs and places out there that's discriminating against certain black folks, we can't support that. And in Karuchi, I kind of feel the people over there for kind of getting on you for going over there, trying to go to that club, and you knew what the get down was. You dig? You can't do that, Karuchi, and then slide over in black society, because see, black society pretty much embraces Karuchi. So I know she's trying to cross over or whatever, but you can't get down like that. And some of y'all coon niggas out there, y'all can't go performing in that club knowing their get down. We got to have a code of conduct here. See, that's that whole thing that the Cotton Club used to do that back in Harlem in the 1930s and 40s. See, a lot of people don't know that the Cotton Club in Harlem, they wouldn't let black customers in. The Cotton Club was smack dab in Harlem. They would have a bunch of black entertainers there in the Cotton Club, and they would have like slave and jungle and African themes in the decor there at the Cotton Club. And there was a reason why it was called the Cotton Club, because of black folk, cotton, slavery. And it was a place where the white supremacists could go and be entertained by Negroes, but they would not let black customers in there. They always leave that part out when they talk about the history of the Cotton Club. They wouldn't let black folks in there. Very few black people could get in the Cotton Club. So we got to understand the game. We got to know what's popping. We got to understand what's popping. Brendan, what are you talking about, Brendan? Vladdy, what are you posting up, man? Hold on. Hold on. Niggas in here shit posting, dude. Vladdy, chill out, bro, because I don't want to have to ban you. Let's see who's on the phone, by the way. Let's see who we got. What's up? Who's calling? Hello? Okay. Oh, okay. You're talking to somebody else. Okay. Okay, this Vladdy dude, you gotta go. Where the fuck did you come from? Okay, let me get him out of here. This nigga's trying to spam his bullshit ass YouTube page. Get out of here, dude. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna happen. You're not gonna spam your whack ass page, bro. Did y'all see? I posted something on my Facebook page. There's a textbook. I think it was down in Texas. This lady, I think her son came home with a textbook. Some of those new textbooks that they done made down in Texas. She's either in Texas or Chicago, but I know the textbook is actually from Texas. It was a history book. And this is why it's so important to watch the Hidden Colors series, by the way. The history book was talking a little bit about slavery. And they made it seem like Africans were like immigrants. The text said African workers were brought over here. African workers from Africa were brought over here to work in the agriculture fields. Like, what the fuck? We were done. We did what? Boy, they tried to erase the horrors of slavery. And they've been talking about doing this for a minute, taking slavery out of the textbook and talking about voluntary migrants and workers. But it referred to slaves as workers. So they're trying to change that up because, see, they don't want to make themselves look bad. When you start talking about somebody being enslaved, so naturally a kid's mind is going to be like, well, who enslaved them? See, the white supremacists, they don't want to take blame for nothing. That's how white supremacy works. They don't take blame for nothing. They blame everything else. Well, the Africans enslaved other Africans. That's their go-to bullshit right there. But I'm like, shit, if we were workers, when we supposed to get a check then, right? Where's that check? If we were workers. Okay, people saying, what's up with the crispy shows? Are y'all ready to do the crispy show now? I said 30 minutes. Y'all ready for the crispy show? I think it's been 30 minutes. Do we got 1,000 people in here yet? How many people we got in here? Let me see how many people we got in here. Okay, yeah, we in here heavy. Oh yeah, we're in here heavy right now. It's the Africans who applied on Monster.com. Hilarious. I know they make it seem like Africans put in a Craigslist ad to come over. No. Get that out of his mouth. All right. All right, so it's time for the Crispy Show, all right? It's time for the Crispy Puppet Show. We haven't done a full-length Crispy Show in a while. Y'all ready? We in here heavy. Let me let people know on Twitter. Hold on. That we about to do a Crispy. We got like 1,200. Let me let everybody know on Twitter. We're about to get a Crispy episode going. All right? Time for a new Crispy episode. All right. Hold on one second. Let me let people know on Twitter. All right. Hold on. All right, let me put that up. Oops. Bam. All right. All right, here we go. All right, now here we go. We in here heavy. All right, so here we go with the new episode of the Crispy Puppet Show. Now, in this episode of the Crispy Puppet Show, the Crispy Puppet has been going on websites like Mansion Sitter and LuxuryHomesitter.com, which are real websites. That's where you can go to house sit mansions. So he's been having trouble because that's kind of drying up for him. So now he has to do some other things in order to get money. All right? So he has to do some other things to get money because mansionsitter.com, which is a real website, and Luxury Home Sitter and LuxuryHouseSitter.com, that's another real website where people go to sit in homes while people are not there. Those sites are drying up. So the Crispy Puppet has to do some extracurricular activity. All right, so here, ladies and gentlemen, back by popular demand, the new Crispy Show.
You want to see a person who hates his race and you're looking high and low? Well, look no further, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Crispy Show.
What up, everybody?
What up, everybody? It's your boy Crispy. Welcome to the Crispy Show, everybody. Now, your boy Crispy is having a little financial difficulty, everybody. Some of y'all need to go donate to my movie, Hairless America, on my GoFundMe page, everybody. Because Crispy is going through some things, everybody. You know, a lot of the websites that I use, like mansionsitter.com or luxuryhousesitting.com, everybody. You know, places I go to sit in mansions in front like they're my own houses, everybody. Well, those are drying up, everybody. So Crispy is staying in a housing project, everybody. So right now, everybody, to make ends meet, everybody, I have become a male exotic dancer, everybody. So I'm just waiting backstage right now, everybody, before I go on stage and shake some ass for some cash, everybody. Now, while I'm waiting to go on stage, everybody, I'm going to take a few listeners' emails and some listeners' calls, everybody. Because I love talking to my fans, everybody. Crispy has some of the best fans in the world, everybody. And it's so wonderful to talk to my lovely fans who love Crispy so much, everybody. And they respect me so much, everybody. Anyway, let's read the first email. Now, I got an email from somebody from Cleveland. This email says, Dear Crispy, why does your hairline look like a cul-de-sac? You son of a bitch! How dare you talk shit about Crispy, everybody? My hairline don't look like no cul-de-sac, everybody. Fuck you, everybody. You know, I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. I should not have went off like that, everybody. I'm trying to get my mind together, everybody, before I go on stage and get my eagle on, everybody. So I apologize, everybody. Now we got somebody on the phone, everybody. Let's take a phone call right now. Somebody's calling in on Skype, everybody. Now let's take a phone call right here on the Crispy Show. Hello?
Hey, Crispy.
Hey, everybody.
This is LaChauncey from
How-
Texas.
How you doing, everybody?
I have a question for you, Crispy.
Go ahead, everybody.
Did you get a DWB ticket recently in Texas?
What's that, everybody?
Yeah, driving while burned. You crispy hot pocket face bitch.
You punk motherfucker, how dare you talk shit about Crispy, everybody? Your mama got a hot pocket face, you raggedy son of a bitch. I'm sorry, everybody. I should not have went off like that, everybody. Sometimes the callers and the listeners sometimes get on my nerve, everybody. And they antagonize Crispy and make me mad, everybody. I apologize, everybody. I don't want to get upset before I go out here and have to twerk something, everybody. I gotta have my mind together, everybody. Let's read another email on the Crispy Show, everybody. Now, this listener comes from Buffalo, New York, everybody. His email reads, Dear Crispy, I am a big fan of your show, everybody, but I have a question. Why are you wrapped in that towel? You look like a newborn turd. Fuck you, everybody! How dare you say I look like a newborn turd, everybody? Crispy don't look like no goddamn newborn turd, everybody! Fuck you, everybody! I'm sorry I went off like that, everybody. I should not have went off like that, everybody. And I so deeply, sincerely apologize, everybody. Hey, Crispy, you're on next. Oh, shit, everybody. I gotta go on stage, everybody. I gotta get ready to get on stage, everybody, and get this money, everybody. It's time for me to drop down and get my eagle on, everybody.
Okay, ladies, get those dollar bills ready, because coming to the stage is your favorite, Ashy Mike.
minute, everybody. Did one of these raggedy black bitches just swipe my booty with an Obamacare medical card, everybody? Son of a bitch!
There you go. That's the new crispy. That's the new crispy puppet show. That's Ashy Mike, not Magic Mike. That's Ashy Mike on the crispy show. Oh man. Let me give y'all the YouTube. Let me give y'all the YouTube link for the crispy puppet. Hold on, where is it? Oh man, let me give y'all the YouTube link. Oh man. Let me give y'all the YouTube link for that, for Ashy Mike. Hold on one second. So y'all can share it. And that was Trag who made the phone call. That person making the phone call, that was actually Trag. All right, let me see where we at. Let me all right, let me give y'all the link to that episode of the Crispy Show so y'all can share it. Oh yeah, Crispy was getting it in. I laughed for about 3 hours at this shit when it was done. All right, let me see. All right, let me give y'all the link to this. I should have had the link up earlier. All right. So this is the link. Y'all can post this on your pages, people. Y'all can post this. Post this on your Facebook page. Post it on your Twitter. Post it on all your pages, family. Post it all over. Yeah, post that all over. They look like a burnt funnel cake. Man. All right. Let me post the link up again. So what else? We got some more stuff to talk about. That's the link right there. I know the pole spinning was funny as hell. The spinning on the pole was funny. That was I was laughing my ass off with that. And what another thing that was so funny is some of the outtakes because his tap shoes kept coming off. That shit, I'm over here cracking myself the hell up. The tap shoes kept flying all over the place. So I had to find a way to have him spin on the pole to keep his tap shoes on. Oh, my God. Man. African King, I'm not about to shout you out for no damn birthday shout out, dude. I'm not doing that. I'm not shouting no nigga out for his birthday. But now y'all, I know you guys have heard. Let's talk about some real shit. Somebody's talking about the Amber Walk, the Amber Rose slut walk. About slut shaming and all that old shit. Okay. Dude, man, we need to get these white supremacists off our ass. That damn slut walk. Anyway, but I know you guys have heard about, let's talk about that shooting up in Oregon. Let's talk about the shooter up in Oregon. There was a mass shooting in Oregon. How many people got killed? Was it 10? I've been hearing conflicting reports. Some people say it's 10. Some people say it's 12. I heard 15. I heard different things. It was 12. Okay. So there was a shooting up in Oregon. It was a gunman who shot went up to like a community college and shot a lot of people, which is unfortunate. That's not cool. Now, something interesting about this shooter. Now, the shooter, he's supposed to be mixed race. Now, we know his father's white. Nobody knows for sure what his mother is. Some people say she's black, and the white supremacists, because they're trying to distance him from other white supremacists, because the white supremacists are very violent, they keep referring to him as mixed race, but nobody has shown definitive proof of what the mother was. And she may have been black, who knows? But nobody's showing what the mother looked like. Some people say the mother's Asian. Now, there's several white supremacist sites. They got about 4 or 5 different pictures of random black women claiming that it's his mother. So they're trying to pawn him off on black society. But the thing is, nobody knows exactly what his mother looked like. Nobody has a definitive idea of what she looks like. And again, she may be black, she might be Asian, nobody, who knows. But the thing is, the shooter, had white supremacist views. He was a Nazi sympathizer. He would buy Nazi paraphernalia. He allegedly left a note, which they won't release to the public, of him making derogatory comments about black men. Yeah, I heard she was Asian too, so I'm hearing different reports. I heard she was Asian. I'm hearing different reports, but nobody knows for sure. But we do know for sure that this shooter, this killer, identified with being a white supremacist. Now, genetically, I don't know what he was genetically. Genetically, he could have been mixed, there's several white supremacists who are genetically mixed. There are several white supremacists who are genetically mixed with certain things. Nobody can ever give a real concise definition on what a white person is genetically. Nobody can give a definitive definition on what a white person is genetically, but we all know that it's basically a social construct. And the thing is with this shooter, with this kid, well, he's now dead. He took his life. He definitely identified with white supremacist culture. That's something we do know. Yes, indeed. Dwight Eisenhower was mixed. And what's that other president? I want to say Woodrow Wilson. It was Woodrow Wilson. I think he was too. But, and hell, and truth be told, J. Edgar Hoover too, by the way, if you want to go there. J. Edgar Hoover had a Negro in the family tree. And he hated black folks. He spent his life, dedicated his life going after black organizations. He started with Marcus Garvey, went to Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm, Martin Luther King, all the Panthers. I mean, he spent his life going after black organizations. But this guy, his name, the Oregon shooter, his name is Chris Harper Mercer. That's his name. Now, his dad is white, and we're not sure what his mother was, but again, this guy identified with being a white supremacist. This guy was into the shit he was into. Black folks ain't into it. But again, they're trying to pawn him off. The white supremacists, they're now they're calling them black. See, the thing is, the white supremacists, they were trying to refine white supremacy by going against the so-called one-drop rule. See, the white supremacists, they want to use the one-drop rule when it's convenient. When you see a person who does something great and they have mixed ancestry, the white supremacists will be like, well, he's not really black, he's biracial, because, hey, we can't use that one-drop rule no more. Hey, he's biracial. They'll try to do that with Obama sometimes. They'll try to say, well, he's not really black, he's biracial. See, they try to have it both ways, but if somebody does something fucked up, all of a sudden the biracial person, he's black now. Just like with this Chris Mercer guy, they're trying to pawn him off on black society. But the thing is with Chris Mercer, the killer, he could pass for white, which a lot of people who are classified as white now, they're basically people passing. Because what the white supremacists have done, they've redefined who can be allowed to be white. Because remember, the Italians weren't considered white, Jewish people were considered white. At one point, Irish people were not considered white for a long time. Then they start to let these different groups of people become white. They started to let them pass. So this Chris Mercer guy is a guy, he was a white supremacist with some type of ethnic gene, but he was passing for white. And he was passing and acting as a white supremacist. Because most of these killers, and that's the common denominator, most of these mass killers, they have white supremacist views. Well, you say we need to get rid of the one-drop rule, but the white supremacists created that. That's something that they created. That's something that they created, something to cause confusion, to try to cause confusion. That's something to try to cause confusion. What's that? I'm looking at this link. Okay. But the thing is that this is the thing about this Chris Mercer dude. Either it's two things with him. Either one, he was passing for white, which is what I think. He was passing for white, and he just took on the mindset of a white supremacist and snapped. Or two, he was a super coon, because a lot of these tragic mulattoes will go out of their way to try to distance themselves from their ethnic side or their ethnic genetics, just like George Zimmerman. They will try to distance themselves from their ethnic genetics, and they will go out of their way to shit on black people, even though they got immediate black ancestry, meaning a black parent or something like that. And that could be the case with the Chris Mercer dude. And if that's the case, that's very telling, because now we see something that I've always said, even some of the coons out here that the white supremacists use as their lapdogs, even the coons will turn on the white supremacists. Because if Chris Mercer, if y'all want to go with the whole narrative that he's black, which is what the white supremacists are doing, think about that. Think about that. If he's black, which he was genetically whatever, but socially he was a white supremacist. But if we want to roll with, okay, he's black, but he was just a coon, which is a possibility. Think about that. Because these coons that the white supremacists get for them to go around talking about what about black on black crime and all lives matter and all this, that coon went and shot a bunch of white people. So think about that. That coon that you thought you had in your back pocket, that coon that you had as your guard dog for white supremacy, that coon turned on you if that's the case. If you're going with that narrative, it's getting bad when your coons are turning on you. You dig? If you want to go with he was black, and this black dude who he sat around talking that same white supremacist bullshit, that what about black on black crime and black people ain't shit, but look who he turned around and killed though. So what was going on in his subconscious mind? If that's the case, and this is a possibility, he knows that he's been disenfranchised and subjugated by white supremacy too on a subconscious level. And his subconscious took over. He snapped and his subconscious took over. You dig? Because sometimes, cooning, just like we said in Hidden Colors 3, I think, cooning is not really natural. It's not natural to be a coon. Cooning is not natural. You have to work to be a coon. Paul Mooney said that. Cooning takes hard work. You have to practice being a coon. Cooning is work. Since it's unnatural, at any given moment, you can snap back into your natural state. Got it? You can always go back to your natural state. All mammals at one point, they have the potential to snap and go back to its natural state, just like animals. That's why you see, every blue moon, you see these circus elephants just kind of snap and stomp the shit out of everybody in the circus. And it's not that anything is wrong with that elephant. It's just like, hey, wait a minute. That motherfucker done woke up and went back to his original nature. Wait, he done woke up. The elephant done said, shit, what the fuck am I doing? I need to be somewhere in the grass in Asia, eating some grass and drinking in a pond. These motherfuckers got a mini skirt on me. They painted my toenails, and they got somebody riding my back, whipping my ass, making me do flips. So then they snap and go back to their nature and start stomping the fuck out of everybody. You dig? And humans can get like that too. Are the coons getting like that? Your trained coons? Are the coons doing all this? What about black on black crime? And yeah, them niggas ain't shit. But then the coons snap and say, hey, wait a minute. I'm being subjugated too. I'm being subjugated too. So let me attack the people that's subjugating me. So that's a hell of a dynamic if that's what's going down. See, that's the thing. That's why people talk about the race war and black folks retaliating, because that's the thing. How many tragic mulattoes do we have out here? You dig? How many of these tragic mulattoes who are ready to snap on white supremacy do we have out here? And notice when I was talking about the elephants, I was mentioning Asian elephants. Because when y'all go to the circus, that's what you guys are seeing. You're seeing Asian elephants. You know, those are Asian elephants. Because African elephants, those are the real deal. You can't train African elephants, by the way. African elephants they say they're not trainable. You can't really train them. And they're way bigger than the ones you see at the circus. The ones you see at the circus are again, Asian elephants, and the African elephants are way bigger than them. They're way bigger. You dig? You say Larry Elder's gonna snap any day now. Yeah, exactly. We talk about that when people start to get back to their nature. People wake up when they start getting in certain environments. Yeah, those elephants, man, those African elephants ain't nothing to fuck with. I've been to Africa and I've seen them shits, man. They are the size of buildings. And that's why I'm surprised how Hannibal, that's why when they try to portray Hannibal as some kind of white dude, ain't no white dude went up in no Africa and trained them damn elephants. No. He must have been a badass brother to train them elephants. But again, whatever that shooter was, he was definitely passing as a white person. He was passing as white. That dude was passing. That's my conjecture. Let's see who we got on the phone. What's up? Who's calling?
What up, K-Flex?
What's up? Who is this?
This the Muslim.
What's your name?
I said, this is the Muslim. I call from time to time. I saw you up in Chicago.
The Muslim. Okay. What's going on with you, fam?
Yeah. Hey, I got a couple of questions, man. The first one, I bought the Hidden Colors 3, right?
Yeah.
I bought it to stream on my phone. So, this is around maybe mid-August. I tried to go watch it the other day. I haven't seen it since then. And now they want me to pay for it. I saved it to my phone. I tried to go back and watch it after I purchased it. Now they're saying that I have to purchase the movie. So I was trying to figure out how can I get the movie back.
Okay, first of all, brother, you're calling me with a customer service question live on air with a fucking customer service question, bruh?
Well,
Really?
who else am I supposed to call?
Really? I gotta stop the show and then look into a technical glitch? Who is they? Who are you talking about? Who is they? They who? You ordered it from where?
Say what?
You ordered the movie from where?
Vimeo.
Vimeo. brother.
Yeah, well, I went to your website.
Right.
I came to the website. I purchased it, but it was through Vimeo.
Brother, you got to email the people at Vimeo because they take care of all the technical stuff. That's a customer service question that you got to ask them about. I don't even know about that. I don't know about all the down. Yeah, brother, y'all can't, y'all can't call and ask them, brother. No, brother.
Get out of here, you damn nigga!
Okay, brother, you got to call customer service at Vimeo, brother. Shit. Y'all don't call the show. You don't call asking a customer service question. Sometimes y'all kill me with that. Hey, Tariq, man, I had bought a book and the post office had left a note saying that it's at the post office. What's the best time I should go to the post office to get it? Dude, that's a customer. I don't know that right now. I'm live on the fucking air. I'm live on the air. You're calling me about customer service technical shit that you're supposed to get in touch with Vimeo or email me about when I'm not on the air. Black folks, you gotta start thinking. And thinking about, no, this is what we gotta start using our thinking caps. We got to start using our thinking caps. And we got to start using time wisely. Black folks got this thing where fuck everybody's time. I just want to be heard. Black folks got this thing where it's really about I just want to be heard. I ain't got nothing to say. I just want to be heard. Because really, I refuse to believe. And again, I'm being constructive here. Brother who just called, the brother who just called up, I'm being constructive here. I'm being constructive here. Because if you email me, maybe if I got the time on email, I can, but not on air. When I'm on air, you calling me about customer service shit. But that sounded like really, you just wanted to be heard. And that's the problem. We got a lot of us who don't really have anything to say. So we just call up for anything. Sound like you just wanted to be heard. And it's like, let me get you on the phone for any reason. We can't get down like that. You know, I listened to Neely Fuller's show. Shout out to brother Neely Fuller. I love Neely Fuller. How many of y'all listen to Neely Fuller's show on, I think it's Talktainment? Neely Fuller is just the greatest. I love Neely Fuller. I'm a student of Neely Fuller and Dr. Welsing and all those people. But Neely Fuller does a show and it's co-hosted by somebody else. And Neely Fuller's show now on Talktainment, it's getting to the point where it's almost unlistenable. Brother Fuller's show, the compensatory code concept show, it's getting to the point where it's almost unlistenable. And it's not because of Neely Fuller. The problem is Neely Fuller don't get enough time to talk on his own freaking show. And I'm saying this to be constructive. Neely Fuller's show is hosted by some dude named Mr. Bobby. No disrespect to Mr. Bobby, whoever he is, but this guy is the worst fucking host ever. He's the worst. I just gotta say it. Somebody has to say it. Mr. Bobby, if you're listening, I'm not trying to shit on you, brother. This is constructive. It is the worst. This Mr. Bobby dude literally bumbles and babbles halfway through the show. And Neely Fuller has to talk. He gets to talk about for 10, 15 minutes. The show is an hour. We get about 10, 15 minutes of good game from Mr. Fuller. Most of the show, the guy is bumbling, babbling, interjecting his own opinions, can barely read. He reads emails that takes 10 minutes. When Mr. Fuller starts talking, then he's butting in. Well, yeah, I looked in that too, according to my research. I'm like, Man, if you don't shut the fuck up and let Mr. Fuller talk. The dude interrupts Mr. Fuller. Oh, it's unbearable. And it's gotten worse. It just progressively gets worse. And the dude reads emails. He reads long emails that takes 15 minutes. He's babbling through the emails. Somebody from Memphis had called, and they said, "Dear Mr. Fuller, I'm at my job, and I see no I see. I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating, man. The dude babbles. It's and then they let people call up. Then the callers start babbling, and Mr. Fuller is confused. The callers just babble for 10 minutes, and then they ask a question, and Mr. Fuller's like, I don't understand your question. Dude, the hosting of that show is horrible. And then I think they're trying to get like another 2 hours. They want to do the show for 2 hours, so they do it for an hour now. But the problem ain't the time, it's the people hosting, because if they do the show for 2 hours, this motherfucker's gonna be bumbling and babbling more. Oh my God. You guys don't understand. It's unlistenable at this point, man. They don't know how to moderate that show. And the thing is, with black folks, unfortunately, a lot of black folks just want to be heard, man. They just want to get shit off their chest. So that's why black folks call up and just babble and bumble and they'll just say anything just to be heard. And I know you don't want to be rude. Sometimes I don't want to be rude. Like when this guy called up on some customer service shit. Okay, you gotta go, brother. I'm not being rude, but you gotta go. I'm not gonna sit here and let you ask me some shit about customers. We got an audience listening. There's thousands of people listening right now. Nobody wants to hear about no customer service question on a live show. It's like, fuck everybody, it's all about me. You gotta call up and make the question applicable or interesting for everybody listening. Or email me your customer service thing, and then I can help you out through email. You can simply email me. But motherfuckers just want to be heard just to be heard. I want some attention. The Cows was great. The Cows was a show called The Context of White Supremacy with a brother named Gus T. Renegade. Gus was excellent. When Neely Fuller was on Gus' show, excellent. Because Gus let Neely Fuller talk. Some of the best interviews with Neely Fuller is with Gus T. Renegade. Because Gus knows the information. He knows what questions to ask, and he knows to just give the floor to Mr. Fuller and just keep quiet. Gus is good with that. He knows how to put the right question in, let Mr. Fuller go, and Mr. Fuller, he can drop heat. Mr. Fuller can drop that heat. But this Mr. Bobby dude, my God. Mr. Bobby, because I know somebody probably let you listen to this. I'm not shitting on you, brother, but Mr. Bobby, if you're listening, you gotta be quiet, brother. You got to be quiet, man. Let me see if I can find a clip of this. And I know nobody wants to say nothing because Mr. Bobby's an older gentleman. And no disrespect to you, Mr. Bobby. I'm not saying this to be disrespectful, but the show, man, you're going to bring the quality of the show down by having all that babbling. I'm going to play a clip, too. Hold on. I'm going to play a clip just so y'all can get an idea. Hold on, man. Hold on. Wait. Okay, hold on 1 second.
Who doesn't want to accept the reality?
Hold on.
If they're going to matter, how are you going to go up?
Hold on. Oh, this is something else. My bad. That's something else. That's Carl Nelson. Hold on. Wait. Now, Carl Nelson is good, too. Because whenever Mr. Fuller is on Carl Nelson knows how to let Mr. Fuller do his thing and talk. But let me find Mr. Bobby. Hold on, let me find the clip. Because I noticed, I knew that was the wrong clip because Mr. Fuller was talking and you can hear him. Okay, hold on one second. Hold on. Where the hell is it? I just don't code. Okay, I think this is it. Okay.
Jacqueline.
All right, so this is an example of what I'm talking about. Hold on. This is an example of what I'm talking about. Hold on.
Textbook, workbook.
Okay, now that ain't it. Damn, where the fuck is it now? Hold on. Where the hell is it? Okay. That ain't it either. That ain't it. That's another show. Hold on. I'm gonna find the clip. Where's the clips for his show? Okay, there we go. Here we go.
Write that down.
All right.
Erase, Bob.
Hold on.
DC
Okay, this is
1-877.
All right, that's Mr. Bobby, the host of the Compensatory Code show.
932-9766. And we will try to get you on as soon as we can. Or you can get in contact with the show by this one, by Gmail, 7mrbobby@gmail.com. And I will try to get your message on, thought or comment. If you do, make sure you make it brief and go ahead and ask your question so that Mr. Fuller can address it. Now, let me introduce to some and present to others Mr. Neil, daughter who stays at home with me all day and is
okay. This is him. Okay.
To no friends because
hold on. This is
justice because
this is him
finishing up last.
Well, hold on, wait.
Service.
Okay, this is him reading an email. This is Mr. Bobby reading an email. And again, this goes on and on and on and on and on. And this is constructive because I love Mr. Fuller's show, but this is constructive here. I'm not trying to shit on Mr. Bobby, but this is dude reading an email. Hold on.
He didn't have some evidence of his opinion, to support his opinion, some documentation, some data or something that I can go over and look at it. But he didn't do that. He just simply gave his opinion, and I wrote him back and told him that I would have you address that, and I am so happy that you did. Okay, finishing up last week's business, a lady wrote me, I guess her name is Nikita, I believe she's in Atlanta, and she said, I heard the first caller of last week's show and wanted to write in because I am in a similar situation. I had my first child 3 years ago, and like her, my eyes have been open. They were open before, but now that I have another life I'm responsible for, I see now it is my responsibility, not choice, to do my part to further the move towards justice. Because even after I'm long and gone, my daughter, along with all other young ones in this new generation, will be here having to deal with this, and perhaps her children and their children. I admit the thought of it makes me absolutely exhausted, mainly because, like the first,
I can't. It goes on and on. It just goes on and what is he talking about, man? Do you know what he's talking about? I think it confused Neely Fuller. Somebody has to say it. No, I'm not trying to shit on Mr. Bobby. Dude, you can't do a show like that, man. You can't do a show like that. And he's just babbling, stumbling on and on. Dude, just ask Mr. Fuller. Do the cliff notes. Ask Mr. Fuller a question and let Mr. Fuller go with let him talk, man. Mr. Bobby, come on, brother. No disrespect. No disrespect. Mr. Bobby's probably a good guy, man. That's unacceptable right there, man. That's unacceptable, man. Because Mr. Bobby sounds like he's just glad that people are listening in. He's getting a little shine. That's unacceptable, man. You got to give the floor to Mr. Fuller. I mean, the show has become that now. The show has become that. You hear a little bit of Mr. Fuller and a whole lot of babbling now. That's why I go in on people. Y'all call the show on some bullshit, you gotta go. I'm not about to have people sit here bored with no bullshit. No disrespect to anybody. This is no disrespect, man. No disrespect. And I know Mr. Fuller probably does feel the same way. He don't want to say nothing. So I'll say it. I'll be the fucking bad guy. I'll say it. That Mr. Bobby dude, you got to go get to the point, man. And stop babbling and bumbling and get to the point and let Mr. Fuller talk. I'm not shitting on him. No. This is all love. This is constructive. This is all love. They say nothing funnier than Jason Black. And Jason Black cussing his callers out. Jason really don't fuck around. Jason really don't play games. And that's how you gotta be, man. That's how you gotta be with people, dude. You look, we are attention starved. Black folks are attention deprived. So the minute we find out that somebody's listening to us, we got a little attention, pause. We gonna just babble till the fucking sun go down. All right, what's up? Who's calling? Oh, let me get the phone. Hello, who's calling?
It's James, man, in Memphis.
Hey, James in Memphis, what's going on, fam?
Hey, check it out, bro. I noticed the same thing. As a matter of fact, I was gonna call him. But I just been busy. I was gonna call him and just ask him, hey, can you please shut up and let Mr. Fuller talk?
Man, I think people are scared to say that because they don't want to be disrespectful or whatever. But my man is killing the vibe of that show, man. It's horrible. You dig?
You know, but the thing, you know, Mr. Fuller try to make good points, and the dude just bogarts the show, and it's like, does he realize nobody's calling for him?
Yeah.
He said we and us a couple of times, and that really it's burning me up. I've been working out, listening to the show, and then dude, he just gets in the middle of the show, throws off my vibe, mess up everything. I'm about to call in there and just voice my opinion.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Thank you for the call. Yeah, man, because sometimes Neely Fuller's making a damn good point, and I'm like, let Mr. Fuller talk. Then Mr. Bobby will jump in. Yes, and I have done the same research too, and through my findings, I'm like, oh, dude, I don't want to hear your findings, dude. Oh, I don't want to hear your findings, dude. No disrespect. I want to hear Neely Fuller, man. I want to hear Neely Fuller go in. Oh, no disrespect. What's up, Kiana, mommy? How are you, love? Yeah, if you work in public service, you know that for sure people just need to talk and someone to listen. That's so true. Sometimes people just want somebody to listen to them. Black folks have that because we're told we ain't shit, we don't matter, nobody, we feel like nobody gives a shit about us. So we just want somebody to listen because we haven't been debriefed. Just like Shahrazad Ali said, we've been traumatized and we've never been debriefed. We've been going through constant trauma. Who was rude to Neely Fuller? Don Nicoleon? I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. So the last snowman is a troll. What's he doing? I can't see him in here, so. Don't forget, I'm going to be in Ohio. Let me show y'all the flyer right here. I will be at the historical Collingwood Arts Center. I will be in Ohio, Toledo, Ohio. That's November 14th. That's Saturday. Go to TariqLive.com to get tickets, advance tickets. TariqLive.com. TariqLive.com. Oh, Last Snowman is trolling. Let me get your dumb ass out of here, bitch nigga. All right, got you out of here, Last Snowman. Don Nicoleon. Is this a chick? Hold on, let me see what this is. Don Nicoleon. Okay, when is... Okay, I got to listen to this later. Yeah, I got to listen to this later. Yeah, I got to listen to that later. Oh, anthology. Uh-oh. Talked about dude that dropped a dime. I don't know who you're talking about, Melanin Rich. So all my Cleveland people, you got to come on up to Toledo. What's this? What's these links y'all putting up? Okay. Yeah, the British Prime Minister, the people in Jamaica, they were like, hey, y'all need to give us some reparations, man. Shit. Was that really Corey Holcomb that was? No. That's some bullshit Crispy is trying to start up now. Crispy has dug up a 5-year-old thing where I was roasting a dude who was pretending to be Corey Holcomb. Y'all remember that bitch nigga named Kevin Ellison that I roasted, Fishmouth Kevo? Well, y'all know he started off pretending to be Corey Holcomb. He was going around giving people the impression that he was Corey Holcomb online. And I roasted him. I was roasting him, not Corey. Me and Corey are cool. Corey Holcomb and I are cool. Me and Corey are cool. That's my nigga. Me and Corey are cool. I was roasting somebody else pretending to be Corey Holcomb. So, me and Corey are actually cool. But Crispy, it's just some Crispy shit that he's trying to start up because he's mad because Bodine, that Bodine clown that I done roasted off the internet. That nigga's, he's probably lurking behind the scenes because I lit his ass up. So it's just some Crispy bullshit. Nothing to see here. More Crispy bullshit. Yeah, so Crispy was on Twitter with all of his different screen names trying to stir shit up, and Zoe saw past it. So the track said that's when I got on him. I think I was getting all y'all niggas. So that Corey Holcomb shit y'all see on the internet, that's Crispy. That ain't nothing but some Crispy shit. He's mad because the Crispy puppet. He's mad because people are clowning him. Yeah, he's mad because Corey roasted him. Zoe roasted him. The puppet is killing him. His career's dead. He's dead. So he's just scratching. Clyde Winters, I'm definitely familiar with Clyde Winters. Clyde Winters is the truth. That brother does his research. Clyde Winters is the truth. That brother does excellent research. That brother's not a joke. Yeah, I'm familiar with Clyde Winters. Oh yeah, that was from like 2010. That was a long time ago. Yeah. Yeah, so Crispy done dug up some shit from 5 years ago and trying to run with it. So, people saw past it. Oh yeah, Boyce Watkins got on Crispy. And Boyce shouldn't have done that. Because Boyce mentioning Crispy, because Boyce is an intellectual. You don't intellectually address Crispy. And Boyce is going to be in Hidden Colors 4, by the way. Boyce and other people, you don't intellectualize Crispy. You don't mention him in an intellectual way. That's a fucking clown coon. You don't intellectualize. Anything for attention is good. Anything for attention is good. Anything. This is a roach. It's like a roach will feed on anything. A roach will feed on anything. Any attention you give to a roach, oh, good. Somebody's acknowledging me. You gotta clown him. He is to be clowned. You don't intellectualize with him. That's like giving a motherfucker credibility that's like giving credibility to a bum. Even acknowledging a motherfucker like that. A damn nothing ass internet troll. Nigga, squash? For what? Why would I squash something with a roach? Yeah, we're gonna be downtown. Oh, shout out to everybody. Who's all going to DC this weekend? We're going to DC this weekend. I got the crew. We're going out there this weekend. We're going to the Million Man March reunion. So we're going out there next week. I'm gonna see a lot of y'all out there. Yeah, we will be out there making it do what it do. Let's see who's on the phone. What's up? Who's calling?
Hey, Tariq, what's up?
Hey, who's this?
Cynthia. It took forever to get through the call line. So I was like, what's up with the phone?
Hey, you know, a lot of folks are calling through. What's going on with you, Sid?
I see. So I watched your Wednesday show.
Yes.
I listened to it. And I was irritated because there's this dude that called in. You know, the one who wanted to do the movement for multiple women?
Yeah.
Let me tell you how retarded that is. Okay, so we got boys been suspended for looking at white girls.
Yeah.
Black dudes been killed every single day, but you want to learn how to get multiple women.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's like, when are black men going to realize that until they stand up, stop being idiots, stop getting on social media, talking about how much they hate black women and love white women, stop only focusing on how many bitches they can get, how many Jordans they can get, if they can rack up as many different women as they want to, when are they going to realize that as soon as they stop focusing on stuff that don't matter, rise up and act like the kings that they should be, things will start happening.
Yes, indeed. I agree with that. Brothers got to start getting on their business tip and stop get off that plantation buck shit. Brothers stay stuck on that plantation buck shit, and that's just not the business. And, you know, we got to start building something because our children are being attacked right now. And all this, we're going to get a bunch of wives. That ain't the move right now. That talk is, that's sucker shit. That's plantation buck shit. And we got to start protecting our families. If you get all these wives, how you going to protect them? How you going to stop one of your wives? Yeah.
It's like, wouldn't you want to make sure you're going to live to have all the wives? Because right now, you could walk out your house and get shot and killed just because you're black. But you're worried about having 8, 9 different and 10 women that you probably wouldn't even get to touch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like the priorities is just ridiculous. And then if I get on a YouTube and a video and say, you know, if black men didn't have the mentality that they have, we would be in a better position, then I'm getting attacked. When the reality of it is, the men in every community is looked at as the leaders. That's why black men have to be broken down first, because they're the leaders of the community. When black men get on social media and they do all this dumb bullshit where they want to say they can't tolerate black women because of weave or big purses or contacts, things that don't matter, they're basically sending a memo out to every other dude in every other community that we're weak. Now they're being looked at as a joke. Who respects black men at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what I'm saying. It's driving down the respect level. But if black men were to rise up, black women would fall in behind. They wouldn't have a choice but to. We would fall in line as soon as they get it together. That's what they don't get. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as they get it together, it will literally scare the shit out of white supremacy, because they're scared of you anyway. That's why they're doing all this,
yes,
because they're scared of you. So it's like, why don't you get it together? Like, I don't understand why this dude is thinking about getting multiple women when it's like he's living on borrowed time.
Mm-hmm. And also, and I agree to a point, because also we need more sisters to get on point with that too, because it's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Because we got to understand, a lot of the sisters went for door number 2, starting in the 60s, where they said, okay, well, white daddy is offering something over here, so let me go over here and get this white daddy guarantee. It ain't shit, but it's guaranteed. I can go get in this little Section 8 project. I can get crumbs. It's not much, but it's guaranteed. Mm-hmm. So we got to look at a lot of people who went for door number 2, because that was a problem as well.
Right, we're all falling into the plan, really. Truth be told, all of us. You know, the
Yes,
women
indeed.
are, the men are, but I think they made it a point because if you think about conquering any group, you're not going to conquer that group if the men are still a threat to you because the men is the head, the men is the stronger part of that group.
Yeah.
So you have to take out the men before you can even get the women on board. And I think if the problem is if every time something is going right, they can just throw a white woman out there to a black man, and then that's going to distract us. Imagine we're in a war, and then they throw out a choice white woman to a black man. Now everybody's getting killed because now he feels like he has a prize. He has to sell out his entire community for a white woman, and it's sickening to me. It's disgusting to me, and it's like we need to correct that because that's what's going to be the undoing of our community. It doesn't matter how much money we get or how many economics we build if we don't have everyone on the same page, on the same accord, like-minded. We're going to find ourselves right back in the same situation.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for the call, dear. Yeah, that is Cynthia. Miss Cynthia is very opinionated, so I respect her opinion. Yes, indeed. But yeah, we got to get on board. Black men and women, we get on this thing, and I talked about this earlier in the show. The minute they, a person in the dominant society, they throw a white person at us, at a black man or a black woman, oh, we start acting funny. All of a sudden, all lives matter. The coon train starts rolling and the bedwench bed starts getting made. You dig? Anywho, y'all don't forget, speaking of Hidden Colors, go to hiddencolorsfilm.com, and I don't know what difficulty my man had earlier with downloading Hidden Colors. He said he tried to download it on his phone. He tried to watch it on his phone. Now, common sense would say, hey, let me try this shit on a computer. And there's another thing is, he said, I'm remembering what he said. He said he ordered the film. Most likely he rented it. And with the rental, it's only for like a day or so. So he said he waited a while to watch it. So he has to buy it again. So this brother could have clearly read the instructions on the website. He bought a rental. He waited to watch it. I already know what the problem was, but he just wanted to be heard. He just wanted to call up to the show. So people, don't pull that shit that all these other shows have, where people just call up babbling about a whole bunch of shit. If you want to call up, have your questions ready so you can call up and we can chop it up and get right to the point. Well, he could just watch this. He can watch it, but you got to watch it immediately. And the DVD is better, because you get to keep the DVD and you have it as tangible and you can, watch it in groups and the whole shebang. But get Hidden Colors 1, 2, and 3. You can watch it right now tonight, as a matter of fact, at hiddencolorsfilm.com. hiddencolorsfilm.com. And also, you can check out my other pay-per-view specials, the Code of Conduct Lecture and International Racism. You can check that out at TariqRadio.com. TariqRadio.com. Again, that's TariqRadio.com. You dig? And I want to see y'all out there in Washington, D.C. next week. I want to see y'all facing the place out there in D.C. We're going to have a good time out there with the family, learning, vibing, bonding, the whole shebang. Hidden Colors 4, we're looking to have it out by February, hopefully. We're looking to have it out Black History Month. I will keep you posted on that. We're looking to have it around February. You dig? Yeah, I might have to holler at the Breakfast Club. Angela Yee, I chop it up with Angela Yee every blue moon. I love Angela Yee. Yes, indeed. Y'all stop buying bootlegs. Buy the real stuff. Buy the real stuff. And go to melanoidnation.org. We got some great articles on melanoidnation.org. And go to TariqElite.com to get that fresh gear. Let me get up out of here, fam. Go check out the Crispy Puppet Show on YouTube. Subscribe to the Crispy Puppet Show channel. Let me give y'all the link to that again, so y'all can subscribe to that and watch all the episodes of the Crispy Show. Hold on one second. Where is that? 1 second. Let me give y'all the link to the Crispy Puppet Show, because y'all need to watch all the episodes of the Crispy Puppet Show. All right? Whoops. All right, let me give y'all the link. So y'all subscribe now, because I put up a lot of stuff for the Crispy Show. All right, so that's the Crispy Puppet Show. Share that on your Facebook page. Anyway, y'all, let me get up out of here, y'all. It's been real. I'm going to